is 30. Okay, so this is 30 minutes of a cat being on this chair. That right there, you should have seen it before I vacuumed. The dog loves this and loves when the dog hair goes all over, all over, all over. Obviously, all that stuff kind of just gets thrown there instead of it going back to where it's supposed to be. Random stuff just being thrown. Oh my god, you should have seen this. Well, all of it. All of it. Because this stuff is clean, but it was just as bad as this. But 10 times worse. I spent about 30 minutes on that and 30 minutes, 40 minutes on that. About 20 minutes there. 10 minutes. Obviously, all the vacuuming here, this is clean. This is super clean compared to where it was. And then mopping, vacuuming and mopping this whole thing, including that room, including this kitchen, which, by the way, do you see it is sort of kind of organized now, but I have opened myself up to leaving this for the duration of my uploading and trimming videos, editing videos. But typically, this is the expectation. I have cleaned 3 to 4, 5, actually about 5 rooms. In that cabin right there, from 5 guests sleeping there, the whole cabin, vacuuming, cleaning all of this when pets throw up. And cleaning that room. And like I said, mopping, cleaning that room. And constantly cleaning this bathroom because, you know, someone working outside comes in, and obviously I'm not working outside, but all the mud and then all the stuff, the hair, all that of vacuuming. And we'll obviously be feeding the chickens that you can't see right now. I think their door got closed. I may have to go out there and open it because sometimes their owner, Jarret, leaves the automated door closed. See, he's got some stuff on his phone. And here is the dryer, where sometimes when guests are arriving and there needs to be more clothes being washed and dried, then I come here and finish what needs to be done. You know, extra stuff. No, I haven't gotten paid because Jarret is being stingy. He leaves all his bills here to make sure that I know how much he's spending on mortgage and this property, so that I, making all this cleaning job effort, know that it's just, what'd he say? He said it's part of living here in his not one house place, two, plus the garage and his land, including his private trash. Yes, he just bought this, and I did have to vacuum all of it after one day of Annie being there. Kenny used it yesterday. Yep. I can only keep him from so many things. And yeah, see? So that when Annie is here, she has someone to cuddle with, because she sometimes likes Kenny and sometimes doesn't. And here is sentimental help here, so that Annie feels like she has a place that kind of resembles the outside, because sometimes she has to stay here instead of staying with Jarret's big, expensive, very expensive electrical truck, where he has a hatchback, or what's that called? So that but yeah, you know, so I'm doing all this stuff, and then Jarret's like, oh, yeah, so just, you know, be thinking about, you know, the roommate paying $500 and how lazy he is and doesn't really do much, and he kind of helps with the cabin and stuff, and I pay him, and so he paid that coworker about $100 per stay, and at that time it was pretty much one stay a night, And he's like, okay, well, these people are staying for more than one night because I've changed the rules, and so now they have to stay for at least 3 nights, something like that. And so then he's like, so when you walk in, if you want the work, because his roommate was like, no, I want to move out. And yeah, so then at that time, that moment, Jarret's like, oh, who's going to take care of the cabin? And because he has to go and work in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is about an hour, and so like an hour and a half to drive and to get there. And so so he's like, who's going to take care of the cabin? And he didn't really want to keep driving back. He's like, I could, but I don't want to. And then he's like, so do you want the job? Do you want the work so you can have some extra money? And start saving. And then, I was like, yeah, sure. And so he didn't really pay me for training. I kind of just like was in there and was told somewhat about specific things, and so he's like, yeah, the last roommate has to clean pretty much after one stay, and I'm paying him about $100, some dollars. And then he's like, but I've changed the stuff in the Airbnb or Airbnb, and you'll be paid $100 for each clean, and